Hello and welcome to this special episode of the Duskmourn Chronicles. You might notice that we are one man down, and that is because he has become an evil tyrannical god, and will not be joining us for now. Instead, our three
normal people,
Nice gods too, and
just not super evil people.
yeah,
yes,
misunderstood.
no.
Not as nice.
Yes, that's where we found ourselves, and so you two are in the Sajeti Empire, negotiating with the vizier as to what should and shouldn't happen. And hopefully you can see a whole bunch of tokens now on this map, and that represents the forces of good and evil, with evil being blue and purple and good being yellow.
There's a lot more blue and purple on there than I'd like to see.
We can swap a few out in the break.
Play tiddlywinks with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, there we go. And so you are negotiating with the viziers. You are currently in the god's realm.
Playing tiddlywinks.
Pretty much.
With the lives of man.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. So, what are you doing?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah. So we've had our little huddle, and Gemini is going to come out of that huddle and go to the vizier. We, of course, understand your interests and your ideas. However, I think that your plan may cause more issues with the Dwarven nation than alliance. I know you are a very intelligent new leader, and I wish to encourage you to think about how much of a stronger ally the dwarves are than enemy.
I'm going to stop you right there. I have been a vizier for now 2 Pharoses. Speak plainly. What is on your mind? Do not couch or try to honey your words.
It sounds very much like you wish to just take over the dwarven territories as your previous Pharos did, and you're just trying to honey your words to make us think that that's not the case.
we have a counter proposal.
Excellent.
At that moment, Halvoth, who has been in his realm, and thinking back to the last time he met with Gashul, who stopped time to speak with Halvoth for a moment, with Doran for a moment, Doran would like to intercede and appear in front of Gemini, Avaradus, and the king, and stop time, if he can, for everyone but the 3 people around him. Is that going to weaken me to be...
Oh, it is the moment you appear on the prematerial plane, not a problem. The moment you stop time, but keep it flowing for these 3, you almost can feel your battery just draining.
Would it? I mean, how long do I have? I mean,
As long as you like.
yeah, but I mean, how? I don't want this to push me past my limit of the next few days where things are going
It's
to
draining
happen.
you quickly. To
Okay.
stop time for mortals seems to be
Okay.
incredibly difficult.
Okay. Well, I want to do this therefore very efficiently, so I am out for hours or a day or 2 at most. Without-
I mean, this is a guessing game.
Okay.
You haven't
but
done this before.
Okay. Friends, we don't have much time. I'm glad that you are safe. Is Vashtanat and Simia okay, Gemini?
Vashtanam was pregnant with somebody else's child. I am yet to find out if Simia is okay.
Shit. I'm sorry. I tried to rescue her, but it seems that gods are not omniscient. Is that the word? Anyway.
You tell us.
Yeah.
You're the god.
You are a god.
Yes, Alexander. I killed my
I'm
god.
the vizier.
No, I stopped it for Alexander, not for him.
Oh, I thought you said for the vizier.
No, for Alexander.
My apologies. You're a god?
Yes, Alexander, we don't have much time. I killed Halvoth. I am now the god of recycling.
And where on this plane, or in your plane, is Gottfried?
Gottfried has also taken a dark path, Avaradus. He has killed Geshul. He is now the god of oblivion. And he wields life and song. Alexander, he's wielding the sword that you need to wield.
I thought I was the only one who could get that.
Gottfried managed to get it through the Crepuscularium. That's what the Crepuscularium was all about. Access to life and song to be able to kill the gods. And now it looks like our friend Gottfried has been so consumed by power and greed that he is looking to end all life on this planet as we know it.
All life? It was only ever the gods. He wanted life to continue on this realm.
He wants to destroy the gods and destroy the structures and turn this world into chaos and destruction and oblivion. He is the god of oblivion, Avradis.
Have faith in Gottfried, you say? He won't betray us, you said.
Surely you misconstrued his
Your friend is gone, Avradis.
I don't believe that until I've seen it.
See it you shall, because we need to confront him. And I'm coming for you now. Before you agree anything else with the plans going on here, we need to figure out and agree a way to confront and destroy Gottfried.
But those are your issues of godliness. What of the people here?
I'm doing my best to protect everyone, Avradis. My actions in trying to protect Simia should show you that. I am a god, but I am also still very connected to the world.
It sounds like you're more concerned for your godly folk than
Damn it, Avradis! Be serious for once.
I am
We're trying to
serious.
save the world here, and all you're doing is delaying things.
We've been waiting for you. You've been delaying things. We've been trying to find out how we're going to even fix things with this war against the Shadow, and if that's even worth it. And now it sounds like Gottfried is even the god of those who are the Shadow?
Yes. And I'm sorry, Gemini, that I could not be quicker or manage this better. I don't know if what I'm doing is the right path, but it's the only path I know and the one I need to follow. And my interest aligns with yours. I want to save this world and release it from the oblivion that awaits it. Please, my friends, I beg you. And Doran will drop to his knees in front of you. I beg you, help me end this.
You've become the very thing I despise most. And you're talking about issues that don't affect us. You are concerned only with the gods' realms. I have seen no evidence of how the gods have ever interceded on behalf of us.
If that's what you believe, Avradis, then the world is beyond saving, and my time here is wasted.
We have a long list of things that are happening here that will help us against the Shadow. Are you able to help us with those things?
I am able to influence the material plane in small ways. What I'm doing right now will weaken me for several days. And just
how long do we have?
Less than 6 days.
Then why are
6
you
days?
weakening yourself?
6 days until life and song disappears, and until the cycle is reset to some degree, and until our opportunity to wrest life and song from Gottfried and kill him is gone. We only have 6 days.
So we defeat Gottfried how? You're the god. We are still mortal.
Alexander steps forward, but that's not the question. Who cares? So Gottfried is Gashul. Gashul's always been around.
True.
The Shadow is our problem.
Yes.
What has changed, Alexander? It's different. Always in the cycle of history, life and song was wielded by someone who, righteously or not, killed the gods and took their place. Now, life and song is wielded by a god itself. And that god is using the power of life and song to destroy the structures that hold the world together. And if he manages to do that, the protections around the material plane will fall. The abyss will encroach. The devils, the celestials, all sorts of creatures from beyond the void will rampage through this world and consume it.
They already are.
Imagine a hell 10,000 times, 10,000 times worse than it currently is, Alexander.
But what do you want us to do against a god?
We have but one chance. You, Alexander. You are the key. You need to take life and song. That is your destiny, and you need to plunge it through the heart of Gashul.
You are putting all of this on a 17-year-old child.
I'm putting the
King.
fate of the world on someone who deserves it. And that is you, Alexander. If we get you the chance to strike through Gashul, Oblivion, Gottfried's heart, will you do it? For the fate and future of this world.
If it saves the world, then yes. Obviously I'll do that. But how are you going to get Gashul or Gottfried or whatever the hell his name is? How are you going to get him to give up the life and song?
I've been thinking about it. I have nothing but time these days, it seems, and not enough of it as well. I have a plan. We need to lure Gottfried into a place where we can weaken him, shackle him, and destroy him. Geshul, Gottfried, is absolutely obsessed with destroying the gods. We need to set a trap. If we can lure him into a place of our choosing, where he thinks he is going to have a chance to kill one, two, the rest of the remaining gods, there are fewer of us left now. In that moment, we might have a chance to trick him and kill him. The details of the plans I have are as follows. We broker a fake deal with the shadow. Alexander, listen to me. We broker a fake deal. We invite Shaidoth through secret channels to meet with the remaining gods of the plains, to sign some sort of truce or a peace or an agreement whereby we will fight together against Gottfried and Geshul. But this is not our intention at all. We don't believe that the Shadow are worthy of our partnership. But we believe that Gottfried will be, this gluttony of power that awaits for him in this one place will be too much for him to resist. He will come to us there in a disguise, perhaps, or with his own machinations or tricks, but we will be ready for him because we will meet him. And this is where Doran will think, like, there's so many wheels and wheels and wheels that need to make this thing work. There's plans happening. As long as the drow need to agree to it. The drow, I need to convince them. We will host this summit, this peace summit, in the conclave of the Drow Republic, because underneath the floor of the Senate lies a mechanism that can hold and fetter a god. There exists one there currently, a dragon god, deeply weakened. Alexander, please, these are secrets which you need to use sparingly. It is my hope that if we lure Gottfried there, we can shackle him with this same mechanism which held the dragon god. And in that moment, when he is weakened, we attack. Humans, dwarves, the allied forces, the Sajeti elves, and the gods, Ma'at herself. Brax is no longer with us, but the Kalasi sisters, reft. We strike with all the power that we can muster against Gottfried. In that moment, Alexander, that is your moment. That is your bear.
But how are you going to get the sword?
That is your bear, Alexander. You need to rip the heart from that monster. We will find a way to get the sword from Gottfried. Trust me. He will release it. You will pick it up and you will strike into his heart.
And if we get Shaidoth to come to this fake meeting, surely Shaidoth will bring his forces.
It might be an opportunity, Gemini and Averatus, to, how do you say it, kill two birds with one stone.
Well, yes, of course. To kill Shaidoth is what has been driving us all along, so that we can get rid of the shadow. But
so our plans are aligned then?
Yes, but Shaidoth will not come alone. Shaidoth will come in full forces, being invited into our territories, the Drow's territories.
A place we know nothing about. The Drow are the most secretive of people.
And there's no guarantee they will agree to this plan. But
and it all hinges on our most secretive ally.
Yes.
And perhaps the best protected from the eyes of the shadow. Who knows? There are many things that can go wrong with this plan, but it's all I have. And as I said, the clock is ticking.
So we continue with what we're doing here. We hopefully finish our negotiations that we were in the middle of, and then you want us to travel to where the Drow are, where we don't know how to enter there.
Doran will kind of raise his hands a little bit and manifest a map, much like the one you see on the table over here, and say, I've overheard what you're discussing with the vizier. Yes, he is greedy, and I think all of the leaders of the world see great opportunity in this war. But if we can move in guise to the dwarven lands, there are entrances to the Drow Republic there. that might be our entrance point. If not there, then maybe the great wizards of the Sageti can help with teleportation or portals of some description. These are details which need to be ironed out over the next few days. I'll be greatly weakened by my coming here and talking to you. You may not hear from me for a couple of days. I need to know that these preparations are in hand. Can you manage it? Please, friends.
We will do the best we can. If there's anything you can do to release the Graith from the Shadowfell, that we have been told will be of great use to the war effort.
I will see what I can do.
Anything else we can ask our godfriend to do for us, Everardus?
Perhaps it would be best if we fill him in, but the only other major concern you should be aware of are the orcs have been breeding with the shadow. And do you even know that 3 years have passed?
3 years.
We've been away for 3 years since we stepped.
Time is difficult for me, Alvarez, and I don't say that condescendingly. I'm still new to all of this. I'm still the Doran who left with you just days ago. I'm trying to figure this out as much as you are.
Well, the orcs have been breeding with the shadow. They have formed an alliance, and together with the merfolk, the plan was to reclaim the Ethane democracy from the elves. The head of the snake has been cut off by the Drakenmore delegation, but we are wary of half of the humans of Brunei have forced the Barbari to the utmost north. The other half, we don't even know where they are. That is one large concern.
Yes.
And the other greatest concern are these orcs and shadow amalgamations that are due to counterattack should we form a beachhead.
What do you see, General?
I see value in your plan, but there are innumerable flaws and assumptions being made. I don't even know how we would begin to broker communication with Shaidoff, let alone agree to him bringing all of his forces into... how do we traverse the Underdark? How do they traverse it? How are we supposed to get so many people in that place at one time?
Those details I will try and iron out. At least 2 of my acquaintances where I'm from, they are versed in secrets and mystery. I will ask them to broach the topic with this Shaidoff.
Very well. We all have our work cut out for us then.
Friends, keep hope. It's all we have left now.
You are exhausted for a day due to your operations.
I feel exhausted already.
Time resumes for the 2 of you in the palace.
You were just about to say something to the vizier? Lost that train of thought?
Sorry, a wasp must have blown in here. Some fetid breeze.
The vizier looks around. Well, Pharos looks around.
Plans may need to adapt.
Yes, you were going to offer me a counter-proposal.
Yes.
Yes. It would now seem that our attentions would be better suited forming one great army amongst all of the nations and marching on the Underdark.
You want to take out the Drow?
I want to meet and form up in the Drow territories.
But to what end?
I'm going to put all my cards on the table, Vizier, and I hope you respect that.
Pharos, if you please.
Pharos. For you are a man of great cunning, and you have your many machinations, and your insight and your wisdom will be greatly sought after. So I'm asking you to just bear with me while I explain the plan and provide assistance in helping this come together. Okay? And I hope you respect that I know that you're a man of secrets, And I'm going to reveal some of our secrets to help the world. Okay? We went to the realm of the gods. The reason why you haven't seen us for 3.5 years is that 2 of our number ascended to godhood. Doran slew his god, Halvoth, somehow, without the use of any greater magics than his faith. He has now transcended. Because the other issue is that our once ally Gottfried, who you will remember, he has taken possession of the Leifensong. Do you know about the Leifensong?
What is your proposal with your friends of the gods? You can both give me insight checks.
Oh. 14.
18.
Okay. He seems to be genuinely interested in what you are proposing,
Okay.
though he may not know what you're talking about.
That's fine. I'm giving you a lot of a rundown, I appreciate, in a very short amount of time. And in the coming days, we can discuss this further. But for now, the Gottfried took possession of the Leifensong, a weapon used to kill gods. And he has gone on a regicidal massacre spree. He has killed Gashul of Oblivion and Brax of War and Vengeance. With these combined powers, Doran Halvoth has told us that he is allied with the Shadow. Now, I do not know to what degree that is true.
I'm sorry. Did you just say that the god Helvoth has allied?
Not Halvoth, the new Gashul, who probably was already in allegiance with the Shadow. This is what I am being told. This is still yet to be seen. And as I say, I do not take this lightly in telling you all of this. But we are told that in the Drow territories, in the Underdark, there is a tool we can use to suppress him. And should our allies form up against all manner of... We hope to summon the Shadow to the Underdark alongside this god and confront him there. All armies facing off in one titanic battle.
In the confines of an underground cavern.
That is what we've been asked.
By a god.
By a god. Ordained, you could say. What would the practicalities be, even?
He gives 2 hand gestures to his assistants and 1 nod to his captain of the guard, and they all leave you. The entire chamber is absolutely empty, and it is just you 2, Alexander, and the Varos. I agree to your terms. I will send the Sajeti army into the Underdark to do whatever it is that you wish to do.
We need to contact the Drow so they don't think it's an attack.
Of course.
And we need to let the Dwarven nations know that we will need their aid as well. We are going to try and find the entrance within their lands.
What would you expect in return for your assistance?
I will be made a god.
If those are your terms.
Those are my terms. Once I am made a god, you can take the Sajeti army and do with it as you will.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Can't really argue with that.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll do our best.
You have a plan to kill a god.
Yes.
2 of your allies have already ascended.
True.
I wish to ascend.
Taken.
Which
Such a
god's
social
power
climber.
do you have designs on?
I don't care.
Fair enough. Your eminence, your godliness.
I have spent my entire life attempting to do exactly what you are proposing. The ascension of godhood.
And here it is, laid out for you.
On a platter.
Delicious.
So, you want my armies to march down into the Underdark? Sure. We are already in a very precarious situation. I would rather be a god than a Pharos of a crushed empire.
There is that. I'm sure you will be just and fair in your rule.
We shall see.
And plans are set in motion.
Okay. Thank you for your patronage, oh great Pharos.
Before we make our plans, or whilst we are starting to set our plans in motion, I have a personal matter. I would like to see your goddess. Or, no, what she called priestess.
Princess.
You are worried about your child, yes?
Naturally.
Naturally. She is quite safe.
I would like to see her.
That can be arranged, of course.
Thank you.
Could we also have arranged a conclave of all of the remaining members of the Allegiance?
Without a doubt. I will organize this as well. You are, of course, guests of the palace.
Many thanks.
You are eventually escorted out of your meeting with the Pharos into a private chamber, which is very, very beautifully appointed with gold and lapis lazuli, and curtains that billow in a soft breeze that wafts in from the desert, speaking of millennia of ritual and custom. And then Alexander turns on the 2 of you.
Yeah, fair enough.
You are offering to make the Pharos a god. And you are... what? Hoping that once I kill Gashul, Shadow War just goes away?
That is, to be honest, my primary concern. I don't give a damn who sits on each seat of godly power. It is not of any concern. Our concern is with the machinations of the armies, and if that is the bargain we need to strike to get this powerful ally involved in destroying the Shadow, then so be it.
Do you really think that fighting the Shadow Army in the Underdark is the best place for that battle to happen?
No.
No,
So why are we going then?
because the gods said so.
Can I trumpet? No.
You are currently
You're
going...
exhausted.
But we have a little bit of time to maybe like retcon some, not
so
retcon, but
taxing.
because I think above table, I think the whole idea was this has to be a ploy, right? Gottfried has to fall for it, and it almost needs to be a secret, like more secret summit that we're gonna like have people there, but I didn't personally imagine like the whole army going down into the Underdark. Because it's way too
Unfortunately, my
obvious.
lord, what you imagined and what your minions
Yes.
are now enacting are very different.
Absolutely, but things can be readjusted on the fly, as it were.
You see how quickly the gods suddenly go, "Oh, we'll just readjust as we go." We have an army of 10,000 men with 20,000 supply personnel. There's no readjusting on the fly.
Well, it is if we get it quickly enough.
Well, we know, okay, above table, we know that the plan was to march on the Ethane democracy, and the Drow were proposing
But that's
to...
the Kabalia. You think democracy is over
Sorry,
here?
I pointed them out. We know that we have designs to attack this place, right?
Yes.
We know that there were going to be supplies ferried from the Underdark, meaning there will be a location of the Underdark here.
Sure. All over the world, yeah.
So we can still do it here.
Yeah.
We just have these guys really on board now.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
We can pivot this plan.
I wonder if we still try and have that kind of heavy martial hammer.
Why
happening.
would we want to do it in the Ethane
You will
democracy,
need
though,
to-
where that is very much enemy territory to have a conclave?
Well, the Dwarven lands makes more sense.
That at least that's our
Yeah.
yeah, no,
land,
I mean, you're right there. For
but
sure. You can
we don't
hunker
necessarily
down.
have to go. But then this
We
is where
don't know
this
what's
weapon
going to draw
is.
them. We don't know what's going to draw the enemies to there. We need something tempting to pull Shidoth to us. Yeah, is my proposal.
I mean,
You can work on that. We'll
I will
talk
work
about
on
that when we next
All
meet
right,
in
perfect.
character.
okay.
My liege.
Alexander then looks to you and says, do you honestly believe that Doran can get the Life and Song out of Godfrey's hands?
I once said to a dear ally, have faith, and I was wrong to do so.
Because it strikes me that if we don't get it out of his hands, what's to stop Godfrey from just killing Doran?
Quite. I do not understand the extent of Doran's new power. He's a god. Perhaps it's easier than he thinks to be able to get this sword from Gottfried, but then it sounds like Gottfried's like a double god. So...
Well, but Doran has the allegiance and the ear of all the other gods, it seems. So
Yes, and this plan to use whatever this mechanism that the Drow have to trap
That's why he wants
Gottfried.
it
That's
there.
why he wants it there.
There is a plan behind that.
There's a double. There are two battles that need to happen: one against the gods and one against the armies. I know which one I am more concerned with, as a you, Alexander.
And what's this thing about the Drow having an old god in their basement or something?
This is all news to us,
Yeah,
Alexander.
we know as much as you heard Doran tell us just then.
We have only a few days to pull this off, it would seem. We have been given...
But you were gone for 3 years last time.
Yes, I mean, how do we even know he's going to return within these next few days?
Because Gottfried, with this power, needs to strike against all the other gods. That is his quest. And so he won't be sitting idly by, waiting for things to happen. He will be pursuing that actively. And if all the other gods meet somewhere where this trap can be sprung, then so be it.
It feels very much like we're pawns for the gods. I mean, we've always been pawns for the gods, but it really feels it now. And it just feels weird and wrong.
It does, doesn't it? It feels like they have no... They don't care for us and our mortal concerns. As soon as Doran ascended, he went from the shadow is my enemy to Gottfried is killing other gods and help me.
Yes.
Why do I even bother?
We're just interpreting what
There
we
are
heard.
4 other gods going,
What? I think I even
What
clearly
we were saying
communicated. I'm
since
trying
you
to
arrived.
save the fucking world here.
and they don't care. That's why we don't care.
I want a do-over. I want to do it. This is done. Mega retcon.
So, as you are, I mean, you're exhausted. I could almost imagine a conversation with Ma'at going, just stay here for a week, my son, and they will have all died of old age, and we will have a do-over.
See, Doran is still too much part of the material plane to let that go. You know,
For now.
he's still in his honeymoon period.
Okay, so
we've got pretty much no answers for you, Alexander.
I want to speak to the Drow.
I think your diplomacy would be very useful.
No, I don't mean I want to speak to the Drow. I want you to speak to the Drow. You're much smarter than I am when it comes to this kind of stuff. But everything to me sounds like it all hinges around on what the Drow have got in their building.
Doesn't
Yeah.
That God thing.
We need to speak to the Drow.
Because if it doesn't work, then God or not, I'm afraid I don't think Doran's plan's going to work.
Nope.
You're right, Your Majesty.
We need to give them what they want. And we have that now.
How do you mean?
They have a god kept in captivity. What was it that Doran told us?
A god dragon is kept under the floor of the Senate by a mechanism which is fettering and restraining and draining the power from this god dragon. That's what.
That's how you worded it?
I'd say.
We have. Okay.
Intended to
Oh,
work.
yeah, okay. I can't
I've had
remember.
a few minutes to think about it.
We are bringing a god to that place, a new, powerful god.
But
to
what about the one
drow.
that they have there already?
And it gets juicy.
No, we must speak to the drow.
We must.
We must. Let's find out. How do we speak to the drow?
We tell them that we're.
What? Stone.
Stone.
Right.
Okay.
Here we go.
We make more promises that we cannot keep.
Seems like our trend at the moment.
Absolutely.
This is going to make a great song if we survive.